welcome to Think Dyslexia Network. I am Dr. Lauren, and this is Jeannette Washington. She is a speech language pathologist and a tech professional. Now, I want to first encourage you all to stop this video if you have not seen our first interview that we did on why dyslexic narratives matter in tech. That video is awesome. And also, Jeannette has a book that we talk about in that interview. But in this interview today, what we are going to delve into are 10 tech tips for neurodiverse learners. And we are going to touch on, yes, there we go, 10 tech tips. We're going to touch on dyslexia. We're going to touch on ADHD. We're going to touch on autism, dyscalculia, and dysgraphia. So we are going to give you some awesome apps that you can use. So I want you guys to get out your pen and paper and enjoy. So let's get started with our 10 tech tips.
All right, so our first tech tip is going to fall under dyslexia. So we have each one tool that we thought was very helpful as it relates to working with students or adults, and we're all learners, so even adults are students, let me be clear, but working with individuals with dyslexia. So the tech tool that I've chosen is an app called Mindmeister. It's available on iOS and it's also available online. So you can find Mindmeister by simply doing a quick Google search or just visiting www.mindmeister.com. It is an online mind mapping tool that lets you capture, develop, and share ideas visually. So this particular tool I've used in multiple spaces. I've used in the classroom, I've used it in the boardroom. It's very helpful for those who are visual learners and who need to see and conceptualize things before they actually put it into place. So that is my dyslexia app / website that I am giving you all to check out. Lauren, what is the app or tool you have for us?
Excellent. Thank you. That sounds like a really cool app. I have to check that one out. So the one that I'm going to offer you all is called Spell Aid. So I'm actually going to do an interview with the creator of Spell Aid later this month, so stay tuned for that. This is available on iPhone and the iPad, and there are 3 different versions. There's Spell Aid English, there's Spell Aid for Kids, and Spell Aid Medical Edition. Okay, I thought that was really cool. So the Spell Aid dyslexia-friendly dictionary app addresses the problems by providing methods to allow users to find the words they're looking for. There's a YouTube video that I'm actually going to put in the notes that you can see how this app works. It's also really good for people that English is a second language. This app can be found, as I said, on the iPhone and the iPad, and it is $7.99. So, awesome. 2 dyslexia apps.
Yeah, you got those 2 dyslexia apps, as Lauren said. I hope you have your pen and paper handy so you can take note of these. Next, we're going to dive right into ADHD, which is attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, and it also co-occurs frequently with dyslexia. So the app that I've chosen is FitOn. It is available for iOS and Android devices. FitOn is a digital fitness platform which implements notifications, awards, and connections to help you stay toned, lose weight, and get strong. It also is helpful for reducing stress and reaching your goals. I chose FitOn. Not only is it an app I use, but from what I've learned from working with those individuals who identify as ADHD, they sometimes get forgetful as it relates to planning their day, figuring out what needs to be done, and really optimizing their productivity. So with that in mind, you also want to make sure you are taking your wellness into account and that you are not forgetting to get up and stretch and do a little workout so that you can be your very best self. Now I'm going to you, Lauren. What do you have as a tech tool or tip for ADHD?
Excellent. So I have to tell my audience, I actually am an adult with ADHD. So when I found this app called Due, it's $6.99, and I believe it's on the iPhone and Android. This is a good app to keep you organized. And I know for me, I need that. Distractibility is a huge concern for kids and adults with ADHD. So what I really love about this app is when you have something that will remind you to, it will ping when it goes off, but it won't stop until you've actually marked it complete. Now, I know that can sound really annoying, but I think it's good for people with ADHD because oftentimes we get very distracted. So let's just say maybe you need to take out the trash, or maybe you need to pay a bill. It will ping every 10 minutes until you look down and say, oh, I really need to turn that off. So I thought that that was amazing. I actually am going to download this app myself. I typically use the Remind, apps on the iPhone, but this one sounds like it's really credible. So I hope you guys download it and find it useful. Back to you, Jeannette.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you for throwing it back to me. So now we're going to look at some apps that are helpful for those who experience autism. As you may know, autism's pinnacle or hallmark is going to be the social skills or the social issues that individuals experience. So I found a really cool app that helps to develop those social skills. Now, unfortunately, this app is only available on iOS. However, they do have a really big presence online. So you can find videos and things on YouTube that support this particular app. It's called Hopster Saturday Club, and it is a game designed to develop a kid's fundamental social and emotional literacy skills. So throughout this game, you'll see people making different facial expressions, sad, happy, excited, and your child, or as an adult, if you're if you're experiencing issues with learning or understanding how people's expressions can be that cornerstone of social skills, then this will be a great app to check out because you're going to get those visual cues. And you're going to learn a lot about how emotional literacy is essential, ultimately. All right, Lauren, what do you have for autism?
Yes, and social cues are huge, and same with language, as you just touched on. So, language therapy is an app that actually there's a language therapy light, and there's a language therapy that is actually 74.99, and I know that's a little hefty. However, I will say I believe the one that's a bit pricey has gone through clinical studies and has helped over 8,000 children speak confidently and achieve language and developmental milestones. So this app is also really great. It has visuals, it has pictures, and it can also include different languages such as English, Spanish, German, Arabic, and many more. So that is another app for our autistic friends out there who really need that extra boost to increase their language and cognitive abilities. Back to you, Jeannette.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I'm loving how it's coming back to me so frequently. Next, we're going to talk about a math learning disability that impairs an individual's ability to learn number-related concepts, perform accurate math calculations, and reason within the problem-solving realm, and to perform basic math skills. So if you know what that is, go ahead and pop it in the comments. But if not, I will tell you. It is called Dyscalculia. The app that I chose for this particular difference, this neurodivergent difference, is Photomath. So Photomath is available for iOS and Android. Photomath is an app that explains math answers and also shows multiple methods of tackling the problem. So it's going to give you a couple different ways to solve the problem. It's definitely going to be helpful as it relates to building your critical thinking skills and helping you to really think outside of the proverbial box. All right, back to you, Lauren. What do you have for Dyscalculia?
Yes, excellent. So Socratic is an excellent app. This actually has tons of different subjects that you can delve into. However, they have the higher level maths. So I would highly recommend this app for high schoolers and college level students or adults that are in the field of using math all the time. So what this app provides, there are videos, step-by-step explanations of the different subject matters, and it's really kind of this visual app that I believe you can get on iPhone and Android. And it's like basically having a support in your pocket. you can pull it out and you can look for algebra, trigonometry, calculus. There's so many different math subjects in there that I know for me, I would have benefited from this because math was not my strong suit. And I know for those yeah, for those dyscalculic students, I know this can be such a great tool to kind of boost their confidence, to not make them feel like I just can't do this, or I don't know where to turn to. So I love the idea of the videos and the step-by-step process, because I know I'm visual. I need to see things definitely more than once. Back to you, Jeannette.
Thank you. So last but certainly not least, we're going to talk about dysgraphia. Now, this is a neurological disorder of a written expression, and it impairs writing ability and fine motor skills. So it definitely interferes with practically all aspects of the writing process, including spelling, legibility, word spacing, sizing, and expression. The app that I've chose for this is going to be iTrace. Now, iTrace is available on iOS. I did not see that it was available on Android, but if you do have an Android, keep your fingers crossed. Maybe it will become available there soon. And if not, you can probably find a lot of apps that are very similar just by Googling this particular name, iTrace. So iTrace is an app that features handwriting, letter spacing, and fine motor skills. There is an ample opportunity to practice letter, number, and word formation and spelling. And I will say this is going to be helpful for anywhere between children to adults who are having those issues with handwriting, letter spacing, and fine motor skills. I know we often think that doctors don't have the best handwriting or signature. So if you know a doctor, go ahead and tell them to download iTrace, and it may be helpful for them.
Why not, right?
All right, Lauren, back to you.
So the app that I'm going to recommend that I've used when I used to teach elementary school is called Kidspiration. So I believe you can get this on an iPad. I think you can download it on a phone, and I'm not sure if it's on Android, but I will say that you can get it on your desktop or laptop. This is an awesome app where it's a visual component to kind of help students get those creative juices flowing. So what I loved was when we would brainstorm ideas, I would type them out, and then we would put visuals next to it. And it became this big mind map. It was amazing. And so when we would unpack whatever that topic was, or whatever that essay was, or whatever that creative writing prompt was, we could always go back to Kidspiration, and we would look at our ideas and then see how they all branched out with those visuals. And so with our dysgraphic students and also our dyslexic students, having those visuals and those cues really help get those thoughts going. And also it helps with their self-esteem too, to say, I actually can write. I just need the right tool to help me organize.
Love that. Love that.
Yes. So we just threw 10 apps at you all. We really hope that you share, save, like, comment, subscribe, wrote them down, and we hope you find them helpful, because I know that these videos are really helpful for parents, educators, anyone really in the community that wants to learn and that wants to grow. And given the fact that we are all virtually learning, most of us in schools, these apps can really support you and your students or children at home. So Jeannette, I don't know if you had any final things to say.
Yes. I definitely had a final note. I was going to say, and to be very transparent, learning about these apps and using these apps have been helpful for Lauren and I. Some of them I was not even aware of, and I had to download and say, wow, this is pretty cool. And I had to use them on a student or two to see the accuracy of the app. So just doing the research behind a lot of these apps, I think, was fundamental for both of us. And we hope that you take some time to really check them out, download them, play around with them, do some Googling over there, and really see how you can expand the learning goals and the processes in your household or within your classroom.
Absolutely. So before we close this out, don't forget to check our video from earlier. It was called Why Dyslexic Narratives Matter in Tech. So watch that one, like, subscribe, and come back soon for some more tips. So thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see you all later.